So, hello everyone. My name is Nick Wolf, and I am the president of Ruby Australia. Today I will be talking to you a bit about what is Ruby Australia. So, Ruby Australia is the organization that handles a whole variety of different things that hopefully you have been able to enjoy during your time. And I will run through a bit of what each of them does. So, the first thing on the list is in terms of what Ruby Australia does, it has existed for several years within not just the state of Victoria, which is where we are officially registered, but also throughout the entire country, with the objective of ensuring that the Ruby community can stay connected and also to promote the Ruby programming language. So some of the things that we do include meetups. So you are currently enjoying the benefits of the Ruby Australia community right now. In fact, we don't just do meetups via the Melbourne Roro. We do meetups in Melbourne, in Sydney, in Brisbane, in Perth. We've previously done them in Adelaide as well. If anyone knows anyone in Adelaide who is keen to start them back up, feel free to reach out to me. But it's not just meetups. We also run camps. So as Kevin mentioned, we are currently preparing for Rails Camp 27, which will be held in Adelaide. Now, I've personally attended camps in Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Darwin, and Adelaide. So it also provides a great way to see a little bit around this very, very big country. And at each of those camps, I have made new friends, enjoyed lots and lots of games of Werewolf, which is a personal highlight for me at every camp, and also had the opportunity to learn a bit more about various Ruby concepts, codes, and discuss different ideas. Now, on the larger side of things, we also run conferences. So there have been, I think at this stage, with the exception of pandemic excluded years, we have been running a conference every year, normally alternating between Sydney and Melbourne. This is a chance for the entire national community to come together. We have flown in special guests from around the world, including Sandy Metz, who is the author of 2 of the books that have been featured in the Ruby Book Club. We also run Rails Girls. Rails Girls is an event that is designed to provide an intro for women that are interested in learning more about code, to teach them some of the basic skills about getting involved into the Ruby community and into the tech industry in general. We have run these in a number of cities and try to run these multiple times a year as well. There's also Burger Nights. So while not happening at the moment, previously it was a great opportunity for a social event to get together and meet some of the other Ruby devs in a very casual or social way. And I am looking forward to when things settle down, at least here in Melbourne, a little bit more, so that there's the opportunity to catch up in the evenings and just enjoy a good meal with some of the other developers in the community. But maybe you're not a fan of food, maybe instead you're all about the code. So we've also run Hack Nights. Hack Nights are a place for people to come together and everyone work on their own personal projects. You can do that with the knowledge that you'll have a bunch of other people that you can ask, be it relatively trivial questions of how do I turn this number into a string, all the way up to very, very complex situations where I'm looking at migrating from a Postgres database to MongoDB or whatever your preferred database is, and there's a chance that someone in the community will be able to help you out. As mentioned before, we also run book clubs. So if you are the type of person that loves to dive into a topic, be it a book that is specific to Ruby, or if it's more, even if it's a book that is more about coding in general, then you can come along to one of the book club nights, and it provides you a great opportunity to discuss the ideas in depth and learn a bit more about different people's approaches to the various challenges that are discussed and absorb some more of that knowledge. So some of the books we have covered are the Principles of Object-Oriented Design in Ruby by Sandy Metz, Working Effectively with Legacy Code, Refactoring, and 99 Bottles. And we are currently in the process of picking the last book, our next book, right now. We also have meditation. So if you find all this coding to be challenging at times, and instead of banging your head against the screen, Ruby has the Ruby Australia community has the option for you to join one of our meditation Zooms and just take 10 minutes out of your day to just calm yourself and then recenter and then dive back into the code that you're working on or the meeting that you're headed into. But I personally get a lot out of this, and it is open to all Ruby Australia members. If you'd like to find out more, jump on the Slack as always. Speaking of the Slack, we have a great online community. So this can be in video, such as right now via Zoom calls, or it can be on the Slack where many people, both junior and senior, will post up various questions. They will post up job opportunities. They will post up even just fun things that are happening. So it provides a great way to really connect. Now, all of this happens through the Ruby Australia committee. So the committee, which includes myself and 7 others, work to make sure that everything is running smoothly and to endeavor to make sure that Ruby within Australia can be a truly welcoming and encouraging environment to not just the people who know Ruby now, but also for future Ruby developers. Now, we have an upcoming AGM on the 29th of November, where we will have a number of positions. So if any of these have sounded interesting or fun or intriguing to you, and you would like to get a bit more involved, then you can attend the AGM or even nominate yourself for one of the positions that is available in the AGM elections. So that includes president. So if you would like to take me on toe-to-toe, you are welcome to nominate yourself. We've had an amazing history of presidents throughout Ruby Australia's history, and I'm proud to be one of those presidents. So if you nominate yourself, you'll be taking on an incumbent, but hey, incumbents get voted out, thankfully. There is also the role of secretary, treasurer, and general member. Now, each of these has different roles. You would be coming into an established committee, and everyone on the committee is very welcoming and supportive. And if any of these positions, including president, even if you take me out in the ballot box, I will still be happy to provide you all the insights that I have garnered from this year. If you'd like to find out more about any of the things that I've mentioned, or you're keen to get involved in the committee as a new member, then you can reach out to me. The best email to reach me on for this is president@ruby.org.au. If you have feedback in general, you can use my feedback link, and I'm also reachable on various social media outlets using my standard user handle of Quintrino. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all at the upcoming AGM. If it's to try and take me on in the elections, you are welcome and supported. If it's to nominate yourself for one of the other members, that the other roles, that is also indeed welcome. And even if it's just to come along to the AGM and hear a bit more about what's been happening and to cast your vote about the future of Ruby Australia, then I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.
Nice one, Nick.
I have a question, Nick.
Sure.
What would you say are your greatest weaknesses?
Sorry.
If let's say I wanted to be president of Ruby Australia, just theoretically.
Oh, okay. So within a presidential position, I would say that one of the challenges I've experienced has certainly been the certainly focused around the pandemic. So I think if someone comes in to the role, they don't have to compete with a huge amount of event history that has happened during my tenure, because we've only successfully completed one in-person event, which was a Rails Girls event run by the lovely Sharon Vaughan. And if we could only run one event, I'm glad that it was something to address the gender diversity in the tech industry. But I would say that if someone wanted to run, I guess, a negative campaign against me, I suppose you could position it that for 2022, you are keen to ensure that there will be more events running.
I'll keep that in mind.
Sure.